Last night I had a chance to catch up with Brad Bradley, head coach of the Heritage Pioneers. Pioneers hosting Brookville in a huge game for the Seminole District. Probably will determine the district champ. That's yet to be seen, as both teams still have some business to take care of. I talked to Coach Bradley about what worries him about Brookville, what he feels his team can do right, and much, much more. It's Brad Bradley on the Sports Buffet podcast.
Sports Buffet's kind of been on and off lately, but we're getting on for this one. Heritage and Brookville, Battle of Lynchburg, Battle of Undefeateds, Battle at City Stadium on Friday night. Talking to the head coach of the Pioneers, Brad Bradley. Big game. I know you're going to say it's a big game because it's the next game on the schedule. What have you seen lately out of your group that you've liked?
Yeah, I think that our kids have responded really well to what we want to do on offense, defense, and special teams. I feel like we still have a long ways to go. I think that we're going to find out a little bit about ourselves on Friday night against a great Brookville team, coached by Jeff Woody. But to be in this situation, the seventh game into the season, I feel like that that's what you want as a football coach. You want your team to be playing playoff atmosphere football games and games that mean something in the middle of the season. If you're doing that seventh, eighth game of the season, you got a pretty good year going on.
Feel like you're ready for them?
I definitely do. I think our kids are ready for the challenge. I think that we're accepting that challenge and head on. And I think that we cherish the fact that they're 22-0 in the last 22 football games coming into our stadium, and defending state champions, defending Seminole District champions. And our goal is to be the best, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. Right now, Brookville's the best.
Javante Parrish, he's a very, very good quarterback. Kendall Beecraft's no slouch either, though. How have you been able to simulate what Kendall does this week in Scout?
I don't think they can simulate what Javante does. We can't simulate what Beecraft does. I think it's two of the best quarterbacks in the state of Virginia. Just luckily they're right here in Lynchburg. I think that both of them have their own abilities, their own characteristics. Beecraft is more of a pocket passer, whereas Javante is more of a dual threat kid. Both of them can hurt you. Both of them combined only have 4 interceptions, 2 apiece. So extremely efficient quarterbacks, extremely accurate quarterbacks, and extremely deadly quarterbacks. But that they can really they can take over a game in a heartbeat.
How do you slow down the Brookville offense?
Yeah, I don't know if you in terms about slowing it down. I think what we got to do what we do. We got to carry out our assignments on the defensive side of the football. We got to stick with our game plan, and we can't go to do other things. We have to stick with our game plan. Our kids have to be disciplined, have to trust the game plan, and it doesn't matter really what Brookville does. It matters what we do, how we react. And I think the biggest thing we have to do is we have to make Beecraft. We can't just leave people wide open. We have to stay in our coverages. We have to make sure that we're disciplined in our coverages, and we got to throw them some different looks.
Do you think a low-scoring game or a shootout favors one or the other?
He just wants to win by one. I want to win by one. So, doesn't really matter either way. Nobody really wants to see a shootout.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think if it is a shootout, I think we both have enough weapons on those sides of the ball to get it done. But, Brookville's a very good football team. Coach Woody does an extremely, great job. I got a lot of respect for his staff, his football team. And, I think it's just going to be what high school football is supposed to be about. 2 undefeated football teams, late October, chance for a Seminole District title on the line, or at least closer step to the Seminole District championship. A big crowd, big stadium, couldn't get any better. This is what high school football is.
I think they want to see the shootout, by the way. You and Woody might not, but I think they want to see the shootout.
That's fine. They're going to get their $5 worth either way.
Who's the best team so far that you played this year that prepares you for what Brookville can kind of do?
I think Amherst is definitely one of the best teams we played this year. As well, I think that they're probably one of the best teams that Brookville's played this year. So that's a measuring stick, and Brookville beat them pretty good last week, but it really wasn't a runaway like their other games have been. But we don't really do a lot of score comparison. It's all about what we're going to do against ourselves. And we know what lies ahead of us in terms of Brookville. We know what they've done. We know what they're capable of, and now we just got to go out and we got to carry out our own game plan.
What's the X factor in this game?
I think the X factor is just like anything else. I think the team that goes out there and performs more efficiently and makes the least amount of mistakes wins the football game. Pretty much done deal.
That's pretty simple. Now we'll get to the keys. Offense, defense, special teams, one of each.
Well, I think offensively we got to cut down the big plays. They're a big play team, and if you go through and you count how many plays they've had over 25 yards, they got at least probably 10, maybe 11 of those a game. We got to cut those down. We can't give up a big play on defense. On the offensive side of the ball, we got to take advantage of our possessions. We got to move the football, put the ball in the end zone, move the chains, not turn the ball over. So I think on offense, it's just be efficient. On the special teams part of the ball, I think it's just anything else. I think it's one of those situations we either got to make a play or force a play. On the special teams, we can't make a mistake.
Best of luck against the Bees.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.